Hi guys, I hope that you're all having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share my favorites and fails for the month of May. I wanted to try something different. Instead of doing a new pickups haul type of video where with those items, sometimes you don't hear anything about them for weeks or months, or sometimes you don't hear about them ever again. This time, I wanted to try out the items first. That way I can share what I like about them, what I didn't like about them, and if they were a favorite or a fail. Because I think that this is a really great way for me to be able to give you guys information right then and there. So let me know if this is something that you would be interested in seeing in the future. All right, so we have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I've had quite a bit of coffee, so I got some zzz going on, but I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and without further ado, let's get this show on the road, shall we? All right, let's begin with favorites. My first favorite is the Lancel Paris Ninon bag in the medium size in the black pebbled leather with the silver hardware. If you watched my entire black handbag collection, you guys got a sneak peek on this bag. So this handbag, I picked it up earlier this month. I bought it on FARFETCH, and on there I paid a little under $200 than if I would have gone through their own website. So I got some really great savings. Speaking of FARFETCH, I do have a new coupon code, which I will put right here. Some T's and C's do apply, and those will be in the description box below. And I'm actually going to be adding links to everything that I talk about in today's video in the description box below, just in case you guys want to check them out. But back to the bag. So while I was browsing that website, this bag was at the very bottom on the recommendations tab, and I was immediately intrigued because I had never heard of the brand, and I really like the style. I really like the silhouette, so I was like, okay, must know more. I immediately fell into the rabbit hole of doing a little bit more research, and needless to say, I have a major appreciation for this brand. So just to give you guys a little bit more backstory on this brand, it was founded in 1876. They used to manufacture and sell pipes and accessories to smokers in Paris because it is a Parisian fashion house. Then in 1883, if I'm not mistaken, they got into leather goods, and it wasn't until 1902 when they launched their very first handbag line. But in 1900, they had officially made their very first bag. So this brand has a ton of history. Not only that, it was the very first luxury fashion house to present their clients with a catalog. So how cool is that? You guys know me. I love history when it comes to these brands, and the fact that it's been around since 1876 I think is absolutely fabulous. Over the last 5-10 years, they've really tried to revamp their brand and give it a completely different look to attract more customers. But I think it's absolutely amazing when it comes to their price point, because they are technically considered a luxury fashion house, but their pricing would put them right around where Longchamp and maybe Aspinall of London would be. So it's not crazy expensive. It is pretty affordable. Not only that, you get some awesome quality. So like I said, I completely fell in love with the brand. They have all sorts of accessories. They have scarves, sunglasses, keychains, handbags, small leather goods, you name it, they have it. And not only that, the history that this brand has, I think, is absolutely amazing. All right, so let me give you guys more details on this bag. As I said, this is the Ninon in the medium size. They also have it in the small. They have it in a larger size, and a variety of different colors to pick from. You can go for solids. You can go for some that have really fun, additions on this little strap here. But let me give you a handbag tour. So on the front side, it is a flap type of bag. You have Lancel Paris at the very bottom. There is a side view. There is a back view. On the back, you do have a little pocket, a little slip pocket. There's another side view. On the bottom, you don't have any feet. At the very top, you have this top handle, which is removable, and it says Lancel at the very top. And with this one, that's what I was saying. You can go for some that have different colors on here, or you can go for solids. It also comes with a chain and leather strap that you can use as a crossbody bag or for a longer shoulder bag. This is not removable, and this is not adjustable. And as far as opening up the bag, you kind of have to push down a little bit, and then it opens up like so. And you have one little zipper compartment here. I really like the way that this looks because it kind of goes off to the side, has a snap button closure there. And then on the inside, You have an open compartment, one zippered little closure there, or zippered compartment, and then one slip pocket here. And as you can see, it is very, very spacious. I love this size. It's very comfortable. It's very lightweight. I was able to use this bag for hours on end, no issues with, you know, it hurting my shoulder or anything like that, because this chain strap, it's not very heavy. So that really adds to how lightweight it is and you to be able to wear it for extended periods of time. Now for me personally, I'm not too crazy about this strap. You guys know I'm not too fond of crossbody bags. So for me, I really would have liked for this to be able to be either adjustable or removable altogether, kind of like this, because this bad boy, you can take it off completely if you don't want that. So I usually like to hand carry it. I really like the way that this looks a lot more than using it as a crossbody bag or on my shoulder. And again, just the opening that it has, I'm able to fit my my larger wallets in here, my larger SLGs, no problem. And of course, you can also go very compact. I love the color of the interior. I mean, I feel like this bag has so much going for it. And this front zip pocket, look at that. It's very generous. It's not like this really itty bitty thin little pocket either. You can fit a lot in here. I've been able to fit my phone in here, my keys in here if I wanted easy access. So like I said, this has a lot going for it, and this leather is absolutely amazing. It's soft, it's comfortable, it's not stiff or anything like that. So as I said before, I fell in love, and they have this gorgeous bag in the same size in this stunning baby pink. I'll put a picture of it right here if you guys want to check it out. That I'm really tempted to get. Really great savings, but I love it. I think that this is a really cool looking bag. You don't see this brand too often, at least not here in the United States. And just the history that it has, I think, is absolutely fantastic. So this is a major, major favorite. You get quality that doesn't break the bank. So I'm all for it. I am absolutely all for it. Look at this back pocket here too. It's very, very generous. It's just a very generous bag. I'll insert a clip on here so you guys can see what it looks like on my body frame. And it doesn't protrude off of my body too much either, you know, just because it's not a very stiff bag, even though it has quite a bit of structure. All right, moving on to another favorite and another handbag. I, of course, am talking about Naghedi. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know all about my obsession with these Naghedi bags. And I was actually looking for a bag or for a tote that I can be able to use on the boat, something that was going to be very carefree, something that was going to be very lightweight and very comfortable. I came across this brand, I came across this tote, and I am so insanely happy that I did. And I have to give a major, major, major shout out to my girl May, or Miss Leva, because she did a comparison video on one of the bags that the brand has that I was looking at, and her review sealed the deal for me. Like I will actually put a link to that review on the description box below if you guys want to check it out. Make sure and check out her channel. She is absolutely fabulous. But she did that comparison video, and I was immediately hooked. So I went online, I bought the bag, and like I said, I could not be happier. But let me show you guys the bag that I'm talking about, because Naghedi actually has a variety of different bags and colors to go for. But the bag that really kind of piqued my interest was the St. Barth in the medium size in the color cashmere. And what I really like about these bags is that they're made out of hand-woven neoprene, which makes them, again, carefree, comfortable, lightweight, and very, very durable. Not only that, they have a really great price point. The medium comes in at $270 here in the States. So I was like, it doesn't break the bank, and I really love the look of it. I know it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but this, like I said, checked off all the marks for what I needed. And I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's a very simple tote, but at the same time, I feel like it offers so incredibly much. All of these bags come with a little pouch, a little zippered pouch that matches the color of the bag, which I think is really nice. And this, you can use it as a clutch, you can use it as a catch-all, you can use it as a cosmetics case, whatever you want to use it for. So I think that's amazing. But let me show you guys the interior of the bag. So on the inside of the bag, you don't have any pockets, you don't have any zippers, you don't have any magnetic closure. It is just an open compartment. Now, I know that some people aren't too fond of the fact that it really doesn't have a lot of security, but they do have other styles throughout the brand that do have a zippered closure and also have a magnetic closure, just in case you want that for the bag. But I just wanted something that was like easy access. Don't think about it. And this was absolutely perfect. No feet along the bottom. I mean, this thing weighs nothing, absolutely nothing. I have used it so much and I just cannot get enough of it. I've used it as, you know, as a boat bag, as a little beach bag. I've used it to run errands and it's so insanely comfortable. I think it is amazing. I love this color, the color cashmere. It's a nice neutral. And I love this bag so much that I actually bought another one, but I got it in a different size in a completely different color. And oh my goodness, I am even more obsessed with this brand than I was before. All right, so it's the same style, but this time I went for it in the mini size and in the color Miami Pink. The color that you guys are seeing on camera is the true color, but it really doesn't do it justice because it is so insanely bright. This is going to be a perfect summer bag and I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Now the biggest difference between the mini and the medium or even the larger one is the fact that the mini does come with a removable adjustable strap that you can use crossbody or on your shoulder. It does have that thicker fabric, so it's kind of like the guitar strap. You guys know I'm not too fond of these straps, so this isn't something that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to be using it as a hand carry bag. And as I mentioned, all of these bags do come with a little clutch that you can use for, you know, for whatever you want to use it for, but this is amazing. I can use this in other bags, you know, or I can use it by itself if I wanted to, but there we go. There is the interior of the mini. So let me show you guys a quick side-by-side comparison. Mini, medium. You know, it's a huge difference. These come in at $260 if I'm not mistaken. So, or I'm sorry, $240. $240 and $270. So there's a $30 difference between them, but it really depends on what you want to use them for. I want to use the mini for every day, whereas this one, like I said, is going to be for the boat, for the beach, and all those other things. But I cannot get enough of them. So insanely comfortable. And the colors that they're available in, I think are beautiful. I had been eyeing the Miami Pink and I was like, I don't know. I got an email from them and I was like, okay, I have to do it. I have to do it. And when I opened up the package, like my eyeballs started drooling because I was like, holy cow, this color is like, it's gorgeous. It's perfect. Perfect, like I said, for summer. So I'm obsessed. Another favorite are some sunnies from Versace. These are actually the sunglasses that I was checking out when I did my vlog. I wanted to see them in real life before I decided to pull the trigger. But they are just regular black sunglasses in the front, but in the most fabulous and Versace way. They have this gold metal detail on the side that says Versace. I love this. They also have these in flat black or all black, and I thought about getting those, but at the same time I was like, nah dude, you're like really gaudy, you gotta go for the gold. So that's exactly what I did. I think that these are gorgeous. I can't stop wearing them, but this is what they look like. I really like the fact that they're oversized. I do prefer oversized glasses just because of my cheeks, but I also like the fact that these, whenever I smile or when I'm laughing, I don't have to worry that they're gonna hit, you know, my cheeks on here or anything like that. So I really like the way that they look. And then you have a little bit of that gold detail popping out whenever I have my hair down, but when I have my hair up, you can see it, you know, fully on display. But I think that these are fabulous. So these I cannot get enough of. I've been wearing them nonstop. So love, love, love the gold detail that they have on the back. There was a part of me that thought that the gold on the back or on the sides was gonna be plastic, all right? You guys know, like I was all, please don't be plastic, please don't be plastic. And when I felt that it was metal, I was like, okay, we're good to go. All right, now for the next one, I have to take off my my lipstick because I am going to be talking about a gloss. This is the Sicily Paris Intense Glow Lip Gloss. I had heard so many great things about this brand. I have personally never tried it out before, and I went for it in number 3 Sunrise. And here it is. This is a beautiful color. I was a little bit worried at first that this might be too pink, but it definitely doesn't show up that bright on the lips. Let me just show you guys really quickly. There is the applicator. It goes on very, very smooth, very comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's just going to completely melt off of your lips. It's not uncomfortable. It's not heavy. It has a ton of glitter, which I really, really like. And more than anything, it actually lasts on my lips, because there are some glitter lip glosses that I feel like I constantly have to reapply over and over again, even within the first hour, because I feel like they just kind of melt into my skin or melt into my lips and then he gone, right? But this guy, you can feel the moisture that it has without it being too heavy. And like I said, very, very comfortable. And the glitter that it has is perfect. Some people might say it's a little too much. I'm actually gonna swatch it on my hand so you guys can see it a little bit better. But here we go. As you can see, it's a lot lighter. Once you have it on your skin, it's not as bright, and you can really see that glitter pay off. I think it's perfect. I like glittery lips. That's definitely my jam. But I am very, very fond of this formula because it doesn't feel uncomfortable, and the fact that I don't have to reapply it so many times, I think is wonderful. It is a little bit pricey though, not gonna lie. It is a little bit pricey, especially for a lip gloss, but again, the fact that I don't have to reapply it so many times, I think is definitely a winner. But the Sisley Paris, the lip gloss, what is it? The Lipstick Glow? Intense Glow Lip Gloss in number 3 Sunrise, I think is like the perfect neutral. I always like to try out something a little bit more neutral just to see if I like the formula before I decide to dive right into full-blown color. So I think that this is an awesome gloss. It is pricey, like I said before, but definitely worth it. All right, now on to my fails, starting with Sisley Paris. So I had also heard a lot about their Rouge Shine. This is the Sheer Color and Hydration. I picked it up in number 10, Sheer Nude. And like I said, I always go for nudes just in case. I really like the packaging. I think it's beautiful. The gold, you have a little bit of white, and it comes with this little dust bag, which I think is awesome. And this is the color, number 10. And it smells amazing, absolutely amazing. It smells like I'm in a bakery. It smells like a vanilla muffin, or I don't know, but it smells awesome. However, the formula, for me personally, didn't work out the way that I would have liked, because I found myself reapplying this over and over and over and over again. Yes, I know that it's sheer. Yes, I know that it's not going to be this intense color. It is very comfortable on the lips. It's not heavy. It doesn't feather or anything like that. But at the same time, did I feel the hydration? Only when I put it on, because it immediately ended up kind of going away, and my lips felt kind of dry. So again, I had to reapply this over and over again. So I don't think that personally this is worth it. This is not worth the price point that it has. I love the color. I love the smell, you know, and I really wish that this would last a little bit longer instead of having to reapply it the way that you would just a regular plain lip balm, you know. Again, this is just my opinion. This has just been my experience, and there's actually little holes. I don't know if you guys can see it on the lipstick there. So I don't know. Let me swatch it so you guys can see the color a little bit better. Like I said, very, very sheer. You have a little bit of glitter in between there as well. But the fact that I have to reapply it so much, I was just not, I wasn't too happy about that. But the color is beautiful. Another fail for me is a Tom Ford lipstick. I actually have a few other Tom Ford lipsticks, and I absolutely love their formulas. It is not a fail for me because of the formula. It is a fail for me because of the color. But this is the Ultra Shine lip color, and I got it in the 107 L'Amant. So this one online, it looks completely different. And I think I remember seeing reviews where people were saying that the colors were super, super deceiving. And I would go for this if it was the color that it showed up online, but it wasn't. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. But here we go. So online, this looked like a really beautiful nude, maybe a little bit more on the brown side. And instead, this is more on the orangey side. Now, I really don't like orangey lipsticks, especially because with my skin tone, whenever I put them on, they tend to wash me out. Not only that, I feel like they make my teeth look really, really yellow, which I don't want. So the formula is fantastic. It's very comfortable. It's very creamy. I love, love, love their formula of lipsticks, and it has such great pigment. Look at that. Great pigment, but like I said, the color is just awful on me. Do not like this color whatsoever. And I looked at different swatches. I Googled different swatches, and everywhere that I looked, they had the same swatch that was on the website. But then when you see it in real life, it's completely different. So I was so bummed out because I was like, no, that's not what I want, you know? But yeah, it's such an intense, such a great creamy lipstick that stays on for quite some time. You don't have to reapply it as much as the Sisley, at least not in my opinion or not in my experience. But it was a fail because of the color. Now for my last two fails, I might get a lot of hate for it, but this has just been my experience. So you guys know that I suffer from insomnia, and one night I was looking at fragrance videos because I'd been wanting to add a new fragrance to my collection, and I came across Parfums de Marly and I came across Delina. I was very intrigued. I heard a lot, I mean, there are so many videos, there are so many reviews on this fragrance, and everyone sings its praises. Now I know that fragrance is a very subjective thing. It's a very personal thing. Not everyone's going to like the same thing. Not everyone has the same body chemistry. So I knew in the back of my mind that there was a possibility that this might not work out for me. However, I heard someone refer to this fragrance as a more luxurious Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice. You guys know that L'Imperatrice is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to check it out. And every review that I watched, every review that I read, everyone was like, this fragrance is amazing. It's this, it's that. So I was super stoked. Like super stoked doesn't even begin to cover it, you know? I decided to go for it in the 1 ounce. This was a blind purchase because I hadn't smelled it before. I went for it in the 1 ounce because I didn't want to get stuck with a fragrance that I didn't like, you know, and then I'd have to shell out a bunch of money for it. Because these are a little bit they're on the pricey side. Like there's no denying it. They're pricey. The 1 ounce comes in at $190 here in the States. So again, I had to go for the 1 ounce. And when I first sprayed it, it smelled almost identical to the Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I found a fragrance that smells so similar to it. So I sprayed it on, and immediately in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, why did I get the 1 ounce? I should have gotten the bigger one, blah, 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 right? All these things. And after about a half an hour, it started to kind of change. Obviously, it started to change. And it started to change into something I really wasn't too fond of. Now, one of the top notes in this fragrance is lychee. And lychee is sometimes, it's very difficult for me. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And this is the time that it didn't work out for me. It just changed in a completely different way. The middle note, it also has Turkish rose. So it does have that rosy scent to it, but it also has, at least for me and my body chemistry, it turned less floral, maybe a little bit more citrus, but it also had like this musky vanilla, I can't even really properly describe it, but the end, like once it had the dry down, it was not good. It was not good. Now I will say, this fragrance, 12 hours later, I still had it on. I could still smell it. It was still very strong. So, I mean, one spray goes a long, long, long way, which I think is amazing, especially for the price point that it has. But unfortunately, the fragrance on my body chemistry was just not it. And I was like, this is the one time when I really hoped that a fragrance would last like half an hour and that's it, because it was so overwhelming. And I think it was that lychee that just kept coming through like over and over and over again. That's all I ended up smelling. I smelled less and less rose and more of that. It smells awful, awful on me. And I'm like, why? Why couldn't it have stayed like, you know, L'Imperatrice on me? That would have been fabulous. But it turned really bad, really fast. So, yeah, this was a major, major fail for me. So I was super, super bummed out. So since I was on a kick to add another fragrance, I also took a look at Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. I heard some amazing things about this fragrance. So many people have said that it's a really great floral without being too overwhelming. I also went for this in the 1 ounce because I didn't want to get stuck with a funky fragrance. Although this one is a lot more affordable than the Parfums de Marly because the 1 ounce in this one comes in at $78 here in the States. But look at the bottle. The bottle is like a 10 out of 10. Am I right? How fabulous is that? And they have an entire line for Good Girl. It just depends on the scent. They have one that's blush, and this guy is of course pink. They also have a red one, and I've heard people say that they also have these for limited edition collections, and this the stiletto is all glitter. So how amazing is that? I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, as far as the fragrance itself, when I first smelled it, This was also a blind purchase. When I first sprayed it, it smelled really great. Some of the notes that it has are tuberose, which tuberose works out really well for my body chemistry. It has jasmine, a little bit of almond, tonka bean, coffee, if I'm not mistaken. So all of those usually end up working out for me. And I will have to say this actually lasted a lot longer than the Delina on me. This lasted well into the very next day, and it was all over my clothes. And I'm just talking about one spray. That's it. One spray went a long way. So all those things together, like I said before, usually end up working out for me. But with this one, it actually smells better like in the bottle than it does on my skin, because at first I could really smell that tuberose. Like I said, it works out. And then the tuberose started to kind of fade away, and it was a little bit more, it started to smell a little bit more like a synthetic citrus, and it completely changed in a direction that I was like, oh yeah, it smells a little bit more like generic. Like it doesn't have a wow factor for me. And I'm not saying that every fragrance has to have a wow factor, but at the same time, when it comes to fragrances, the way that I like to pick them, sometimes, you know, when I wear a fragrance, it just puts an extra pep in my step. And with this one, I didn't find that it really did that. At first it did, but it started to die down, and it wasn't really what I was hoping. I really wish it would have stayed in the initial like 2 to 3 hours, the way that it smelled on me, instead of the way that it changed. Like I said, it was a little bit more synthetic, a little bit more of that synthetic citrus that it wasn't nauseating, but it just wasn't, it didn't really have that wow factor that I was hoping for. You know, some people might think that that's a little silly, but like I said before, sometimes when it comes to fragrance, I want something that's going to give me an extra pep in my step, especially if I'm feeling a little bit blue that day. And if I add a fragrance, it just totally lights up, you know, it lights up my, you know, how the day is going. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but yeah, it's a really great fragrance, but it wasn't what I hoped it would be, but it lasts a very long time, and it does have those beautiful notes. I just wish that it would smell on my skin the way that it smells on the bottle. But that unfortunately wasn't the case. But the bottle itself is absolutely gorgeous. And like I said before, the fact that it lasts more than 12 hours, like well into the very next day, and it still smells on my clothes after I take them off, it's insane. So for 78 bucks, if you wanted to try it out, something that doesn't break the bank and has that kind of performance, I think is absolutely fantastic. I am tempted to look at the blush one, because the blush one is also a floral that might end up working out a little bit better for me. So Carolina Herrera might definitely be in my future when it comes to fragrances. But yeah, so that does it for this video. That does it for my favorites and fails. What did you guys think? If you have any of these items, let me know in the comment section down below. How do you like them? How have they worked out for you? Or any recommendations that you guys might have when it comes to fragrances as well, because you know I'm a huge fan of fragrances. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit more information on them, just in case you're looking to add some of these items to your collection or to your wardrobe or to your whatever the case may be. But as I mentioned previously, I do have a new FARFETCH coupon code, which I will once again put right here, and those T's and C's will all be in the description box below. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know if this is something that would interest you in the future, for me to do these favorites and fails and give you a little bit more information on the items that I purchased for the month. But I love you guys to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.